Welcome back to the Cup Runneth Over podcast, where we discuss truth, finance, and entrepreneurship. Our goal is to educate and help you live life more abundantly. This is Colin. I'm here with y'all today. We got some great knowledge coming to you all about financial freedom, reclaiming your time. We're all gonna co-host together today. Y'all go ahead, fellas, and
Sir,
introduce
yes, sir.
yourself.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ruben, one third checking in. How y'all doing today? Y'all smooth?
Big Rule. What's going on, y'all? Samuel Paul in the building at ATL, Georgia. Ready to get this thing going, man. What's going on, Colin? Talk to me. Give me a word.
Oh yeah, hey, it's been a great week so far. We're still early on in the week, but it's been a great one. Hey, we tried to make every day, try to make the most out of it. So it's all been good. We gotta clean up your cup real quick. Go over some house cleaning. We at the Cup Runneth Over podcast are not financial advisors. For financial and tax advice, please consult a professional. The following information does not constitute any personal recommendations. This should be used for educational and entertainment purposes only. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's start filling your cup.
Word.
Right on. So today we're going to be talking about time freedom. And I want to pose a question to you two. Why do you really want to be wealthy?
So word, and that's really the question that a lot of people don't sit back and answer. Um, you know, why do you really want to be rich? Why do you want to be wealthy? It all comes down to that one thing, really multiple things, and the things that come with being rich or being wealthy. That is doing what you want when you want to do it, being able to get what you want to get when you want to get it, and the list goes on. And we'll definitely hit on a lot of that stuff. But really, I really don't think people really think about why it is, other than what they see on social media or TV, movies, etc., etc.
Yeah, I agree. And if you fellas don't mind, I'd like to kind of elaborate on that a little bit. Your why. Last episode, I spoke a little bit about your why. Colin also hit on it. I think we all really hit on your why, because it's really important as to why you're investing, knowing why you're investing, right? Um, so it's even, why do you go to work? It's about having purpose in the things that you do. You know what I mean? Making sure that you're not just going to work just to get a paycheck. You're not just working 9 to 5 to get paid every 2 weeks, just to pay bills, just to go out sometimes. You know what I mean? There's a purpose behind it. You have to build an inheritance for your children. You have to build assets for yourself. You have to be able to provide for your family. There's all different, go on nice vacations, et cetera, et cetera. So there's purpose behind everything. So I feel like if you kind of go into investing, or really anything in life, without a purpose, it could easily throw you off track. And next thing you know, you're working at
Yeah,
9 to 5. You
and you
you
get
wake up, you're
yeah,
45, 50 years old, and might even have nothing to show for it. And even if you do, your back hurts you, you don't have any experience, and you spend most of your time at work and not actually gaining that time freedom back, like you were
hmm
saying, Ruben. Because that's the key. It's not just work, so I can keep working and keep working. It's work hard now so that I can relax, and then work
Hey,
hard and relax. Exactly. Yeah.
yeah, because
Hmm.
it's crazy. Like when you look at the model that's given to us, is work all these years from what most people, 22 probably outside of college, sometimes 16, work all the way until 65. Someone do the math on that. I don't know how many years that is, but
They
that's
they hope
majority
they hope you make it to 65.
on me. Like that's majority of your lifetime, just working, retire at 65, and you might live till 80, 85. If you like me, plant based, you might be 100. So it's like that's at most 20 to 30 years of doing what you want to do when you old, when you probably just gonna be chilling at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you're gonna spend them prime years, well, quote unquote, slaving away, when you could be, taking those actionable steps to, make that happen a little bit sooner, because it's very possible.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about having that 9 to 5, like I don't knock it at all because I have one, and I would be a hypocrite to speak against the 9 to 5, but it is challenging, going to your job every single day, when a lot of jobs can be repetitive, and really keeping your original purpose at mind, and still making sure that you're doing the best of your abilities each and every day, and really making sure that you're able to get something out of that 9 to 5 in whatever way that may be.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
And it's funny that you mentioned it's funny that you mentioned getting the most out of your 9 to 5, because I feel like a lot of people, because I'll be honest, because I have a 9 to 5 too, and like I love my job, I love the company that I work for. Like I swear I really do. Like I wake up at 5 o'clock ready to go to work. I'm not like I'm ready to go to
Hmm.
work. I'm excited. I'm focused, dedicated. You know what I mean? And it's a part of the work environment that I'm allowed. But but it's so easy for us to get lost in that. Some people get lost in it for the quote unquote good, but is it really good? Because while this company's so great, I want to stay here forever. But now you're in the employee mindset forever. Now you're in the mindset of working until I'm 64, or God knows how long. Or you could come to the idea of, well, maybe I don't want to be working for the rest of my life. Maybe I actually
Yeah,
want to make some investments. Maybe I actually want to make some plays that would allow me that time freedom to maybe not have to wake up and be like, man, I gotta be here. Like
yeah,
I if all else fails, like I gotta be here, because if I don't, my kids are gonna be hungry, or I'm not gonna have a place to stay, or I'll be hungry, or
yeah.
whatever the situation may be. So
And before we keep going, I'm gonna go ahead and get my little disclaimer in there too. Like I work a 9 to 5 as well. I got one. And little backstory on myself. I actually like I think that was 2018. I was out of work for about 3 4 months, but at the time I had money saved up, so I was straight. But at the time I was struggling to find a new position, and during that time, you kind of your mindset changes. Like, all right, I'm trying to find something consistent that I can make some money from, and get that solid foundation. So people knock 9 to 5s and this, that, and the third, but you know it really does help you build that consistent base and consistent cash flow. So at that time, it really put in perspective. Like I was praying for a job, like you know what I'm saying. And at that time, I didn't really have the I guess the knowledge and the mindset that I do now as far as investing and starting businesses, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, I've heard of it. I had people around me that had done it, but it didn't occur to me to be like, let me start a business, let me do this, let me do that. I was thinking, I got the skills, I just got this degree, like somebody should hire me. So, when I got the job I have now, like I was super thankful. It really helped me, get to where I am today, honestly. But now it's crazy because I find myself I'm working. I'm like, man, I got so much other stuff going. Like, as you guys know, like I'm doing wideout crew. I'm training. Um, you know, doing this with y'all, investing, stocks, futures, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like half the time I be at work working on my stuff. Like I don't even be working. Like I be working, but it's like I'm working on the other businesses I'm working on. So sometimes I find myself like, man, like I don't want to be here. But at the same time, I always think that like, it really helped me build that base that I have today. So I'm thankful for it. But at the same time, I guess for me, it's like understanding what your purpose is and understanding that you need to grow. And sometimes a 9 to 5 can hinder you from that growth because you get complacent, you get comfortable. So it's just about knowing yourself too. And it's a lot of people that they do find that growth and that drive in a 9 to 5 and moving up and managerial positions, going into CEOs, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm not saying you can't do that, but at the same time, you do want to find what your purpose is and fulfill that.
I got a few things out of what you just said. I think one of the main things is that your purpose is bigger than you, right?
Hmm.
And it's like you were able to, during that time where you were without a job, luckily you were equipped enough to have those finances, to have that money saved up, and to be able to make it through that time. And I think it goes back to our first episode. We talked about having multiple streams of income, and
Right.
when when one isn't there, it's like, what do you do? Okay, now I have a safety net. I have something else to fall on, where I'm able
Mm-hmm.
to continue through this situation. I think another thing you said, we hope your boss ain't watching, but allowing your 9 to 5 to not just fund, but having your 9 to 5, letting that be something, a foundation, something for you to build on top of, right?
Right.
We don't want that to be the only thing that you're doing, but take that, make the most out of that situation, and
Exactly.
continue to build on top of it. Let that 9 to 5, let it fund any other income stream that you want to build.
And at the same time, it teaches you how to build a business. You sitting there watching your boss and the CEOs and how they move, reading their
Absolutely.
emails, how they do
Yeah,
stuff.
it really
You can
does. Yeah,
take that same stuff and apply it to your businesses, to your side hustles, et cetera, et cetera. Like if the blueprint is already there, it's just up to you to take the information, copy it, make it your own, and run with it.
exactly. Yeah, nah, facts. And Colin, bro, like you mentioned safety net, and like I'm glad both of you guys like harped on it heavy. Like nobody's knocking a 9 to 5, because the thing is, you need to have a 9 to 5 in order to have these other streams most of the time. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, like like most people gotta get a job. Like that's just how it is, man. That's just the world. That's just the society that we live in. My young fellas, please. I'm just saying this real quick. Go get a job. All right. No bull, like for real, like Ruben. It's so crazy because people don't, bruh. I work for an HVAC company, right? In the warehouse position, we had, and no offense to my lady viewers, we love you. I promise you, big love. But we had two women apply within a week span for a position it's mostly male occupied. It has been
Mm-hmm.
mostly male occupied. It's heavy labor. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just stuff that strong gotta take care of. I'm sorry, ladies, testosterone gotta take care of that. And the thing is we had to hire women, which was not a problem. They did the thing, and we helped them, and they held it down on it. But my problem wasn't the women. My problem was the fact that my young brothers, that the young men out there aren't getting off their butt and going out and going and get a job. And especially during this pandemic, y'all have been seeing all this money flowing around, free bands, PPP, whatever have you. And first of all, you guys don't even know what to do with the money, because if you did, you would have had it in the first place. But second of all, when you get the money, you're not doing nothing right with it. Third
Mm-hmm.
of all, it's teaching you to be lazy,
Yep.
teaching you to
Independent.
be lazy, independent. Yeah.
That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
and it's interesting. Like during this time, like it seems like everybody is saying, "Go invest your money, start a business. You need to do this. You need to do this to get money." Nobody's telling you to go work, right? Where do you get the capital to invest to
You
start a
gotta.
business?
Yep.
You
You gotta
have
make
you
some
have to
money.
get that somewhere. Yeah,
Gotta
and
get that somewhere. Yeah.
like y'all have said, there are so many things about having a job that will help you. If you do one day become self-employed, if you start running a business, if you are investing, there's so many different aspects and so many different attributes that you're going to gain through having that job. And everybody has to start somewhere. You got to have that type of foundation. Unless you're just given that money, unless you have that capital to just start those different ventures, go work, go get a job. It's
Yep.
okay. If
And
your homies are making fun of you for having a job, more power to them.
that's what we hit on the last episode about how to allocate your money when you get it, as far as budgeting, so you're not just spending all you got. Maybe you saving a certain amount so you can start that business and then get out of that job, or you know what I'm saying. It's like what they say. You either plan, was it fail to plan or fail to plan, something like that. What's the quote?
You either fail to plan or you
Are you
plan to fail.
planning to fail, huh?
I think it's the plan to fail. I think
You
it's how it
plan to
goes.
fail.
Yeah, you fail on the plan or
Yeah,
you
so it's
planning
like
to fail.
invest, et cetera, et cetera. But there are ways that you can passively throw aside money that's gonna work for you.
All right,
Can you?
you went out us on us a little bit, but
Oh, okay.
I heard you mentioning, having getting that cash and then investing it into assets, that are going to make that money grow,
Right,
and that's where you're gonna see that substantial growth at.
for sure. Yeah, so I was saying really like segueing into that. What I wanted to hit on was pretty much, you know, why that question, why do you want to be wealthy? Why do people want to be rich? It's not the money, it's not, I just want to be rich. It's what comes with that. As far as like we said, time freedom, location freedom, doing what you want to do when you want to do it, going where you want to go when you want to go. The list goes on. So when you're thinking about that, really it comes down to a number. So whatever that number is for you, you need to figure it out.
And Ruben went out a little bit, but you touched on the number. Yeah, you do need to have that number. It's really it is crucial to have a number, or a ballpark range of money that you want to spend. You know what I mean? And also that you want to make sure that you're not living above your means, with that paycheck. Because if you're making 1,000 and you want to spend 900, 950, well, you ain't gonna leave with $50 in your bank account. So you need to make sure that you're not just allocating all your money to expenses, but making sure that your budget reflects what you want to do in the future. So building assets. Maybe you put $100 aside. Maybe you put $200 aside. And you might put 100 into buying stocks and then put 50 to the side. Whatever you do, you just got to make sure that you do it and you do it consistently. You know what I mean?
Sure. In my back, y'all, I had a little bit of technical difficulties.
Yeah, we got you back.
For sure, for sure. Solid.
Yeah, back to Ruben.
Yeah, so, I don't know what y'all caught from what is the last thing y'all heard from me?
You were speaking on that number for retirement, that number that's going
Yeah.
to make us financially free.
Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, it's all about finding out what that number is for you. Um, and so a lot of times people like, oh, I want to be rich, I want to be wealthy, let me save all this money. But that's not gonna get you there. You save, you got that money sitting in the bank, it's getting you 0.01, 0.02% annual return when you could be putting it in a life insurance policy. You could be putting it in the stock market, index funds, ETFs, simple things that you don't have to really think a lot about. A lot of people don't want to think, they don't want to learn it, they don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But this is stuff that you can go look up, read about, and have the knowledge to be like, let me start a account or let me get a financial advisor and boom, 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 set up for me. I allocate my 20% off my budget to that, you know what I'm saying? And then that's just going, that's better than putting it in a savings account. And that's bringing you back money. You're not doing nothing for it, but just putting money into that account. And I'm sure we'll hit on a lot of that stuff in the future. Talking to my financial advisor, some of your guys' connections about how to do those things, but it's not hard. And if you look at what wealthy people do, what rich people do, they do these things. They don't just sit on money. Once you sit on money, it don't do nothing for you.
Yeah, Ruben, I'm trying to come up with my number, for me to be financially free. Right now, I'm saving about 3,000 extra dollars a year, after I pay off all my bills and whatnot, and taxes. Uncle Sam will get you every now and again,
Mm-hmm.
but I really like Nike shoes. I really gotta have my Jordans, and I really love Louis Vuitton. And I gotta get the luxury goods. Am I saving enough? Like, is this gonna help me be financially free?
Well, let me ask you this: how much is a Nike stock compared to how much them Jordans or them? You know what I'm saying? Like when you think about it like that, it's like, man, I spent 100. What was the last Jordans drop for? I don't even know because I ain't look, but I'm sure they up in the
It's about 180. They about 180 on
180.
average to
I'm about to
200.
say the Nike stock is less than that, so it's
Yeah.
like, and it's been steady climbing. So it's like if you would have got in 2 years ago when you started that habit, you know that would have brought you back a pretty penny. So
$132.48 right now.
so a
You
lot
be
cheaper.
buying shoes with the profits like easy, too easy.
So it's like take the things that you do enjoy, take the things that you do like, figure out how you can invest first, and then use that investment to fuel what you want, if that makes sense. So I'm taking my earned income, putting it into assets, taking the money that I'm making from the assets to buy my liabilities. Say that again. Take my earned income from my job, 9 to 5, hustle, LLC, whatever it is, put that into the assets, take the profits from a little bit of the profits from the assets, go buy my liabilities, go buy my Nikes or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
So,
So
Ruben, sorry, Ruben. I just wanted to
go
ask
ahead.
a question because I wanted to give an example, kind of question example for our viewers. So, me personally, sometimes I take my earned income and I trade it in the market, right? And I take my profits and I spend it. Is that okay? Like, what do you think? Is that okay if I'm looking to be wealthy? If I'm looking to continue to because I'm still investing, right? And I'm
Right.
still investing in asset. I'm still spending some of my profits.
Yeah. So I
So
mean, yeah. So I
tell
mean,
me what
it
are
all
thoughts on
comes
that?
down to how much of the profits are you taking out. So let's say I put $100 in the market, I make 150 from that $100. So now I'm sitting at what, 250. My initial investment was $100. So it's you don't want to pull out the whole 250, because then you ain't got nothing left in the asset. But let's say I pull out 50, go enjoy it. I still got 200 in there. I can keep working with that. So it's like it's all about balance. It's all about understanding what the investment is for. It's not for the short term. It's for the long term. You want to think about Sam when you're 40 and be like, man, I'm glad Sam when I was 25. I'm glad he did that. Like I'm straight now. I ain't gotta work. I mean, you might want to work if you want to, but it's a choice now. It's not like, man, I gotta get up and go to this job, man. It's, y'all want to go to work today? Man, not really. They gonna fire me if I don't go? I mean, probably. Will I be straight? Yeah, I'm cool. I got these investments bringing me back coin anyway, so I really don't need it. I like going, but I don't want to go today. You get a call from your
I'm calling
boss.
sick.
Hey, where you at? I'm at the crib.
I'm calling sick.
I ain't coming in today. And really, honestly, at a certain point, you work for a company for 15, 20 years, they ain't gonna fire you because they got to replace you with somebody and teach them everything that you know. If you bring in value, if you're not bringing value, hell, to the curb. But if you're an asset yourself, like
hmm
they gonna say, man, hope you come to work tomorrow.
Dang, that was a gem for the viewers, bro. Be an asset, bring
Yeah,
value.
we got to chop that one up.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
big facts.
chop that up, bring value.
Nah, big facts. So just really from that whole little spill, like don't let that money sit in the bank, man. It ain't doing nothing for you. Like 401k, a Roth IRA, life insurance, like you don't gotta be the stock guru or the Forex. You ain't gotta even get into all that if you don't want to. There's other ways. If you don't want to, start a business, there's other ways that are very simple. Let me put it that way. Um, do your due diligence, do your research. I'm not a fiduciary, but I'm telling you from experience, it's simple ways to build wealth that will bless your kids if you do it right. And that's really what you want to think about. Think about if your great granddaddy, your granddaddy started investing back in the day, like you wouldn't be in the position you in right now. Maybe some of y'all living straight, I don't know, but um, you know, your family could have been sitting on a net worth of A, B, C, or D, and now it's a choice. Like, you want to go to college? Nah, let me start my own business. All right, just pull you, a couple grand from the family net worth bank, or you know what I'm saying? Go start your
From the
business.
family trust.
Yeah, the family trust. Like,
From the trust. Yeah.
exactly. I'm telling you, bro, that's how you're supposed to be doing it, man. Like, people think, oh man, it's not fair they rich. They was building this stuff 30, 50, 100 years ago. And yeah, as being a black man in this country, yeah, we had a disadvantage. But if we want to change the narrative, it's got to start somewhere. It's got to start with us, start with you. So it's up to you to make that change. It's not just gonna happen. It's not, you can't depend on nobody. Like, you got to go make it happen. The blueprint is there. You got to act on it.
Right, like you said, the blueprint is there, and we live in the age of social media, the age of the internet. Everything is out there on
Information.
the internet. Yeah, the information age. It's all out there, right? So we have this blueprint. Pretty much everything has been simplified exponentially. Like it's right here in front of us. It's handed to us. But the two things that a lot of people lack are one, being selfless enough to sacrifice themselves, sacrificing everything that they want, and two, the discipline, right? So whether you're working a job or whether you're investing, you're sacrificing something, right? If you're working a job, you're already sacrificing your time each and every day. That time
Mhm.
freedom that you want, you're not able to because you're going to work for at least 40 hours a week. That takes away a lot of your time there. And then, hopefully in a couple of weeks they give you a paycheck. Where on the hand of investing, now you're going to sacrifice that immediate return because when we say investing, right, we're talking about something long term. Investing is not going to happen overnight. Those substantial gains that you want are going to happen in any short amount of time. So when we say investing and you're waiting years and years and years to see that return on the capital that you've invested, like you're making a huge sacrifice. That's going to
Mhm.
take you living extremely below your means. Maybe again, like you said, like I said earlier, maybe I'm not able to buy those Jordans that I love so much. Maybe the Louis Vuitton bag, maybe the satchels, the Invicta watches, and maybe all of these things I can't have now, but I'm making the sacrifice because I know that the return in the future is going to be a lot more, and then having that discipline, right? So the plan is already there, but now I have to follow this plan every single day. You know, a lot of people right now, they go to work. They got to have the discipline to go to work. When it's raining outside, you can't just say, "Oh, I'm not going to work today because I don't want to get my hair wet."
Mhm.
That's not gonna fly.
Yeah.
When you're investing and you've lost $1,000, you're like, "Oh, hold up. I'm going to deviate from this plan that's laid out here. I'm going to deviate from it because now I'm scared. I've got that fear. We talked about it in episode 1. I've got that fear built up in me. Now I'm just going to deviate from what's worked for many, many others, all because I don't have the discipline to withstand this storm." So I think people have to focus on being able to, sacrifice something and then also have that discipline to continue to follow the blueprint that has been
Mhm.
laid out, and so many people have succeeded from that same blueprint.
Yep, for sure. And I was gonna say too, man, going off of that, like when you talk about investing for the long term and compounding, um, think about it like this: you got a plot of land, right? Big old acre, let's say 1 acre plot of land, right? And you got one seed of let's say a apple. You got an apple seed, right? You plant that apple seed. How many trees you get from the apple seed at first?
You hope to get one tree. You can get
Yeah,
one tree.
you have one tree, right? That one tree is gonna make you 20, 30, 40 apples that all have seeds in them. Then you can go take a seed from that, go plant another spot on the acre, right? And now you got two trees. And then as you go, you keep going, and it all came from one seed. That's pretty much how investing works. You just got to start, and then once you start, yeah, it's gonna be small in the beginning. You might see a little $1, $2, $10 profit, and you keep going. Them same 5% gains is $1,000 on your money. That, you know what I'm saying? The more you put in, the more you stick to the plan and to the blueprint, and it pays off. And I'm telling you, you'll be thanking yourself when you're 30, 40, 50, and people are like, man, I gotta work 15 more years so I can retire. And you like, man, I can retire right now, or I'm already retired. So thinking long term, people want to get the quick money. They want to whatever's hot, oh, such and such. They said you can get rich from this. They're throwing their money to it. But really, if you just would have took the time to inform yourself about simple ways to grow your money and would have did that 5 years ago, you would have made that money two times over and then some. You know what I'm saying? You keep going. So it's all about thinking for the long term.
And what I always tell people is that if you can get this money real fast, then you can lose it just as fast.
Not big facts.
Everybody knows that that quick money it can go just as fast, maybe even faster.
Big facts.
And I'm telling you, that first of the month, right? First of the month, I know y'all be hurt. I know y'all be hurting. Bills coming. You know what I mean? It's like even first of the month, man. For those of you that working 9 to 5, man, look at your check. Like Uncle Sam done took about half your check. By the end of them 2 weeks, about half your check is already gone off the top. So you really don't have room to be spending money on nonsense and not at least putting something. It doesn't have to be all your money. Like it doesn't have to. It could just be a stock. Y'all can hear me, fellas?
Yeah, you fading a little bit, or you got some clicking noise going.
You hear me now?
Yeah,
Clear?
yeah,
Okay, copy. But I was saying, yeah, like doesn't even have to be much. There are stocks out there, $20, $30, $40. Buy a stock every Friday. Buy two stocks, whatever it is. But just be making those small gains every day. That's
yep.
that's the real
Telling
thing.
you, them small gains get big real quick. And when I say quick, I'm talking, 3, 4, 5 years. But in the grand scheme of things, that's quick, man. So
A
I can
lot
think,
quicker than your bank account.
yeah, I can think about where I was 5 years ago, and I wish I would have. I think I had bought some Apple stock back then. Like I wish I would have still had it, but being young and wanting to do this, that, and the third, I'm like, let me pull this money out, man. I ain't got time for this. But
Yeah,
right now,
exactly. And I guarantee you, my bad, I didn't mean to cut you off. I guarantee you were taking that money out, doing things that are gonna make you happy, for that immediate, gratification, that immediate effect that it's gonna have on you.
exactly. Yep. And that's where our society kind of getting off onto that quick satisfaction, want things to be convenient, fast, in a hurry, but at the same time, you're not looking at the back end repercussions. You're not looking at the consequences of that. But it's like, you know, nothing, nothing, nothing good worth having. What is it? Nothing. I can't
Nothing
even.
worth having.
Nothing. Yeah, bro. My quotes is off today, but
Hey, nah,
you know
but
what
you
I
they
you
his
know what
though,
I
bro.
meant.
They his
You know
though.
what I meant.
Yeah.
So
Nothing worth having comes quick. Yeah, bro. You
exactly.
hit
So it's
something there. That's another gem.
exactly, bro. So it's like the more patient you are, the the slower you are to hold off that gratification, the better off it'll be in the end.
Right, and I feel like everybody, has that gratification. They have those feelings that they want to fulfill. So what do you all think about this quote? Money can't buy happiness.
Shit, I'm with it, bro. Cause you ask any of these celebrities, quote unquote, and people that got money, and they be the most miserable people in the world, man. Because it's not the money, it's the people that's around you, it's family, it's you know fulfilling your purpose and being fulfilled in that purpose, keeping the Most High first, and really moving how we supposed to move. You know, throw me $1 million, but if I'm in the career by myself and got all this stuff, I ain't got nobody to share it with, and you know what I'm saying? It's eventually you not gonna be happy. So you're gonna be trying to find that happiness, and that's why you see so many of those types of people struggling with different things, and you like, man, they making all this money. Like, why they tripping? Like, it's not the money that we looking for as humans and as children of the Most High. That's not what we here for. Yeah, like it's good to have, and you can do things with it. But at the end of the day, we're humans. We thrive on relationship, thrive on communication, conversation. Genuine relationships with other people. So, and I'm 100% on with that quote.
Yeah, I agree, Ruben, and I also wanted to just point out really quick, and I'm glad that you mentioned it, Colin, because a lot of people will run with that, and they'll say, "Yeah, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy you a private jet." Well, motherfucker, a private jet can't, damn, excuse my French, but give you it doesn't necessarily give you happiness either, because if you're riding on that private jet by yourself and everybody hates you, you know what I'm saying? Is that really gonna be fun? Is it really gonna be fun sitting in a private jet with 50 bands blowing down, drinking champagne by yourself
And probably with some folks
all
you
the
don't even
time,
know.
or with folks that you don't even know or that don't even care about you? You know what I mean? Like that's not life. That's not a purposeful life. It's fun. You know what I mean? So don't run with it either and say, "Oh, yeah, money can't buy happiness, but it can buy this." Well, yeah, cool, but it's not just about buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like life is a lot more than just consumerism and just eating, and consuming, watching, entertaining, all that stuff. It's a lot deeper than that. So, like you said, it's about the connections, the relationships, the laughs, the good times, the highs and the lows that really.
Yeah, no, facts, Sam. So yeah, like really like that's the whole thing about money and building wealth and doing those things. You're not doing it for the money, quote unquote. You're doing it for the freedom to enjoy your family, enjoy, your passions and your purpose in life. The money just helps you get there, um, and allows you to not have to be at work from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come home tired. You don't want to do nothing. Your wife mad at you or whatever because you know you can't do this, that, and the third because you're too tired. You gotta go work in the morning. But if you do these things to help yourself to free up your time, now you can enjoy life. You can not saying you can't enjoy life while working, but if those things are taking up your time, you don't got time for nothing else. And then now you working 5 days, got 2 days to relax, and them 2 days, the first day, you probably gonna sit there, relax, drink a beer, whatever. Wake up the next day late. It's 12 o'clock by the time you wake up. Half the day gone. You probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, not do too much. And then Sunday, you like, man, ready to go back to work. So it's like, why not try to change that?
Right. And I think what people also fail to realize is that happiness is like being on a roller coaster, right? It's like you're going to experience these thrills. You're going to have those ups and downs. You might be extremely happy at the top of that roller coaster. Okay, you got that quick thrill, and now you're going down, now you're at the bottom, and it's all over with. Okay, maybe it will eventually come back, but that's an emotion. That's just a feeling that's going to come and go, right? And that's where a lot of people fall into that absence where they try to do something to fulfill that void, right? And like you said, Ruben, time and time again, like we as believers, like we have to know where our true, not happiness, but where our joy comes from, right?
Hmm.
That joy, that's that feeling you're forever gonna be on cloud nine. You
Makes
you
life worth living.
exactly.
Amen.
Nah, big facts, man. Um, and that's really a good conclusion right there for real, for real. So I was gonna say, man, we can roll into to the refill.
Big
No,
Colin, come
absolutely.
on. I need you to refill my cup. You can hold up, man. Can I get a refill?
All right, they gonna copyright you, my guy.
Yeah, you're right, bro.
No, absolutely. So I'm going back over some of the notes that I took here. Actually, I got 2 points. So one of those is allowing your 9 to 5 to fund your other ventures, and it's okay to have a job, right? So I don't want anybody to think that because we're investors ourselves, because we trade ourselves, and because we're telling you all to also do the same. That's not the only thing that you have to do. It's okay for you to work a job. For any young person, any young boy, girl, young man, young woman, whoever, old, young, it's okay to have a job. Now, let that job continue to help you grow and to invest in yourself in some way. And the other thing was planting that seed. Plant that seed within that acre. So when I hear that, what I think of is use the tools that you have in your current situation, right? You take all the tools that you've been equipped with in your current situation and make something out of that. Once you make something out of that, once you are able to reap the benefits of what you've now sown through the tools that you already have, continue to build on that. I had a conversation with my best friend earlier, and we said as you gain knowledge, as you gain more experiences, knowledge should grow exponentially. Like you shouldn't just continue to gain the same amount of knowledge. That amount of knowledge, because you've already learned so much, because you've reaped what you've sown time and time again, that knowledge should grow exponentially, right? So you're going to learn more and more and more at an exponential rate just because of what you've done in the past. However much time that's been, now you're able to do more with it. So that's what I've taken. Just it's okay to have a 9 to 5, letting that 9 to 5 build and invest in yourself, as well as using the tools that you have in your current situation to produce that growth in your life.
Nah, big facts. Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
I most definitely, Colin. That was a great point that you had there. Something that really stuck out to me was truly the example that Ruben gave of the apple. Because I'll actually go back and break it down a little bit too, because Ruben, or excuse me, Colin, you just kind of harped on it a little bit. Exponential growth, right? So you get one apple, right? Actually, before you even get the apple, you have one seed, right? So you go from one seed to an apple, right? Apple tree. Get about 20 apples from there. Now imagine how many how many apples you're gonna get from the next couple of trees from those seeds that you just planted. From that one seed that you planted, now you have 20 apples that contain. Now the apple's not even like the apples, I guess you could say like the profit on top of the investment, right? So let's say you're like, okay, bet, run it, right? Let me go ahead and take all those seeds from all those 20 to 30 apples and hurry up and plant them. Let me just go ahead and plant them. Let me not wait. Let me not wait till I done ate all the apples and then I need apples, right? Let me go ahead and plant them now. So by the time I run out these apples, bruh, I got so many apples. I can start selling apples, keep growing the apples, eating apples for days. I have options now. I have options, and my kids can enjoy the benefits of that. I can leave an inheritance for them, for my kids, my kids. They can be eating apples. You know what I'm saying? For free while running a business. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like running the whole town just because of that one seed from that apple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And Colin, like you hit it on the nail with that exponential growth, because that's it is true. If you're actually learning something and applying the information, you should just be. It might start off a little bit slow, and it might be a couple years for you. Even it might be a couple months. Like it's just take your time and just do it as best as you can. So I 100% agree, Colin. And that's probably the best thing that I say from the podcast I got. What about you, Rube?
Did you go out? Are you good? You back?
Yeah, I was trying to throw it to you, big dog.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, for sure. Um, so for me, um, my refill is what Colin said about as being believers, knowing where our true happiness comes from, where that joy comes from, and that's the Most High, and keeping that at the forefront, because you can get lost in a lot of this, a lot of these things, and trying to build wealth and getting caught up in, man, I'm not doing enough, or I'm not doing this and that. But ultimately, we have that joy, we have that through the Most High. So we should lean on that and not rely on riches per se, because at the end of the day, when I'm 6 feet deep, you can't take none of it with you. It's all left behind to your family, to your to your kids, and further on. So actually, a scripture that I had sent a couple of days ago to y'all, from First Timothy chapter 6. Charge those who are rich in this present age not to be high-minded, nor to trust in the uncertainty of riches, but in the living Elohim who gives us richly all for enjoyment. So it's just really relying on him for our happiness and our joy. Because at the end of the day, that's why we're here in the first place. He put us here for a reason. So that's really where our happiness and joy should always come from, no matter what the circumstances may be. Like whether you're jobless, or maybe you're not doing so well financially, or you are doing well financially. Don't rely on that because it might not always be there. Anything can happen, as you see in the last couple of years. Anything can happen. So that's all I got.
No, definitely those were all extravagant things. I hope everybody was taking notes, and that there was something that they can take away and begin to apply this to their daily lives. These are time freedom is something that we're all after. Having that feeling of joy is something that we're all after. We're looking for those feelings. So we've given the tools. Now they have to be put to work, right? Whatever your purpose is, go live out that purpose. Whether it be in your job, whether it be coaching, whether it be walking down the street and seeing your neighbors. Continue to live that purpose out. That's going to give you that freedom that you're looking for, right? Again, as always, we hope that your cup is filled all the way up. We hope that it's overflowing, and we're glad that you joined us again. Without you all, our work would be nothing. Uh, Again, all praise to the Most High. We hope that you would rate the podcast, leave us some comments, and like and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful, blessed day, evening, night, all of those good things.
Yes, sir. Go chasing, man.
Send the pod to your friends, man. Send it to them.
Send the pod. Send it.
Share love, man. Go chase it, man. Go chase it. Go get it, man.
Peace out from the CRO.
All right, man. Love you.
Much love.
Easy,